Anything, this is allegedly. Ain't nobody gonna catch me slipping, okay? Okay. So allegedly, Cassie has turned over evidence to the feds. Yes, to the Fed. She has turned over videotape and Kim Porter's burner phone. Now, there is also an alleged email out saying a plethora of other things that include TD Jakes with Diddy.
It's triggering a lot of unreleased pain, repressed anger, guilt, and suffering that a lot of women have had.
Youth are. So we were sitting in the service and I leaned up toward him and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million. So
All right, buckle up, guys, because we're diving headfirst into a roller coaster of drama. So picture this. A whirlwind of emotions, years of bottled up pain, anger, and guilt suddenly bursting forth like a dam breaking. And who would have thought it all started with Cassie dropping a legal bomb on Diddy? It's like the whole world got flipped upside down. But wait, the plot thickens. Now it looks like OPR might be ready to take some of the heat off herself and shine a light on Tyler Perry and TD Jakes. Rumor has it, their skeletons aren't just peeking out of the closet. They're practically doing a full-blown dance routine. Suddenly, these once untouchable big shots are being dragged through the mud, their pristine reputations taking a nosedive. But don't worry, I'm here to be your trusty guide through this maze of scandalous lives led by these powerful figures. So grab your popcorn, folks, because this is one wild ride you won't want to miss. Firstly, let's dive into the juicy stuff with TD Jakes, the man of the hour. The internet blew up with scandalous allegations about Bishop TD Jakes, one of America's top preachers a while ago. Apparently, there are jaw-dropping claims flying around about SA and wild sex parties hosted by none other than Sean Diddy Combs. This whole mess started when accusations against Diddy surfaced, and suddenly, TD Jakes finds himself in hot water too. Now, there's this TikTok video making the rounds, spreading rumors that Jakes was involved in these events hosted by Diddy, which supposedly included same-gender relationships and even some shady stuff with minors. Shocking, right? Naturally, Jakes and his team are denying everything, but the damage is done, and his followers are scratching their heads in disbelief. But hey, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. We gotta take all this with a grain of salt until we get some solid evidence from reliable sources. But let's dig deeper into the world of preaching, where TD Jakes used to be the golden boy. Born back in 1957 as Thomas Dexter Jakes, he didn't exactly start from the top. Nope, he came from a regular working-class family, with his dad doing janitor duty and preaching on the side. But despite the controversies swirling around him now, TD Jakes didn't just stumble into the pulpit. Oh no, he found his calling early on, inspired by his old man's preaching gigs. The church became his sanctuary, where he fine-tuned his speaking skills, captivating audiences with his booming voice and intense delivery. Before all this drama, he was like a rock star in the religious world, with millions hanging on his every word. Time magazine even gave him the title of America's top preacher in 2001, cementing his rep as a spiritual powerhouse. He was everywhere, packed stadiums, TV screens with his show, The Potter's Touch, you name it. People couldn't get enough of his messages about finding inner strength, growing as a person, and bouncing back from life's curveballs. And get this, his fan base wasn't just church folks. Nah, he was reaching all kinds of people, crossing over into different faiths and backgrounds. But TD Jakes wasn't just preaching to the choir. Nope, he was hitting up conferences, universities, and even rubbing elbows with big shots at the White House. Of course, with all that fame and influence, he wasn't immune to a little controversy. Some folks raised eyebrows over his teachings and how he handled money matters, but did that slow him down? Not a chance. Through thick and thin, TD Jakes stayed true to his mission of spreading positivity and love. He built himself a real empire, setting up shop with the Potter's House, a mega church down in Dallas, Texas. Despite the haters, he kept shining bright, drawing in crowds with his charm and undeniable talent. But hold on to your hats, because here comes the plot twist. As this whole TD Jakes scandal unfolds, guess who gets dragged into the mix? None other than Sean Diddy Combs. Suddenly, the narrative takes a wild turn, shaking the very foundation of TD Jakes' rise to fame. These accusations caused a real stir, not just in the religious world, but also in the flashy entertainment scene. It all started with those claims against Diddy, who's been dealing with some serious heat over allegations of SA linked to his ex, Cassie Ventura. But then, out of nowhere, this TikTok video drops, throwing TD Jakes right into the mess. Apparently, some guy named Justin posted it, and he's saying Ventura spilled the beans on Diddy, dragging Jakes along for the ride. The email says, "So I want to put you up on game on the real nature of Diddy and Bishop Jakes' relationship. But first, let's understand that Bishop Jakes is not of God. He is undoubtedly a Freemason, and so was Diddy. And I say he was because it seems as though he has been stripped of his protection, privileges, and power. But make no mistake about it, his soul is still spoken for by the devil. He will never be able to fend off or escape that harsh reality. Anyways, I'm told Diddy and Jakes masked the real nature of their relationship. According to the email, back in June 1983, Kim Porter claimed TD Jakes was accused of supposedly messing with a guy just a year after tying the knot with his wife. The word is, the whole thing got hushed up somehow. Fast forward to 1999, when a guy threatened to spill the beans on Jakes, mysteriously, he vanished. Pastor Blank spills that the dude got paid off to stay quiet. 2 years later, the same guy turns up dead with a gunshot to the head. No names, though. This all went down at Emmanuel Temple of Faith in Smithers, West Virginia. Rumor has it folks from Jake's hometown insist he's been on the down low with guys all along, and there's even talk of some older Pastor G wording him. When Jakes hits up Diddy's shindigs, rumor has it he's throwing back massive amounts of booze and puffing on cigars in some exclusive part of the house. Now, just because he's in a private area that's invite only doesn't mean he's off the radar. Apparently, he's still under watch. Oh, and get this, the bishop's wife never shows up to Diddy's bashes. And word is, she's well aware of what's going down. People are saying she's questioned why she's never been on the guest list. According to Blank, Cassie's in the loop about the bishop's scandals, and Kim Porter found out through servers who spilled the beans about Diddy's wild parties. Kim was all set to spill the tea in her book. It's wild, right? But hey, gotta remember, these are just some crazy claims floating around on social media. No hard evidence. Still, that didn't stop everyone from going nuts on social platforms. Now get this, there's this psychic on TikTok who apparently called all this craziness like 2 years back. She went on this rant about TD Jakes being a Freemason, taking occultic vows, and being in some brotherhood serving Satan as his true boss. According to her, he's using his gifts to mess with people's heads. Oh, and here's the kicker. She predicted that Jakes would be in one of the biggest scandals ever, saying he's not exactly straight, and the whole thing would be about his sex orientation.
Prophecy is a Freemason, that this man has taken occultic vows and that he is part of a brotherhood, that he is serving Satan, who is his true Lord. The Lord said that Bishop TD Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church.
Since Cassie dropped her lawsuit, the rumor mill's been going nuts, predicting that Diddy's about to take a bunch of people down with him. Names like Young Miami and ex-Bad Boy Records president Harvey Pierre, who's in hot water for something serious, have been thrown around. But here's the kicker, everyone seems to be forgetting about Diddy's pastor and buddy TD Jakes. Now, TD Jakes has been getting some side-eye for not being your typical pastor. Instead of the usual preaching, he's all about that money talk, claiming God's on board with making as much cash as possible. And let's be real, he's got a thing for the glitz and glam of celebrity life, hanging out with famous faces more than your average churchgoer. Also, in the past few years, TD Jakes has become Diddy's go-to celebrity buddy. Their friendship has gotten super tight, and you know how rumors start flying when two close pals are hanging out a lot. People are starting to wonder if there's more to their friendship, if you catch my drift. Diddy's been dealing with gay rumors forever, and now tongues are wagging about TD Jakes possibly being his secret partner, especially since there's chatter about Jakes being in the closet too. Things got even juicier when TD Jakes' son got caught trying to solicit gay ass from an undercover cop. Now, Diddy and TD Jakes go way back, even to the days when he was still dating Kim Porter. When Kim passed away, TD Jakes even posted about it on Instagram saying, "My family and I would like to offer our love and condolences to Diddy and his entire family as they traverse this tragic loss of Miss Kim Porter. Though you may grieve her absence, realize that many people never have such love in all of their lives. You are blessed to have someone to miss. May God's grace guide you through this challenging time." Diddy even had TD Jakes officiate Kim's funeral. That's how tight they are. Throughout their long friendship, TD Jakes has been a regular at Diddy's parties. Now this got some raised eyebrows because, let's be real, Diddy's not exactly known for being a saint. I'm not trying to be all judgy, but even before this whole Cassie mess, there's been chatter about shady stuff going down at Diddy's private gatherings, especially the legendary parties he throws. They're like the stuff of legends with talks of all kinds of debauchery, including gay stuff. So why was TD Jakes a regular at these shindigs over the years? Word on the street is that Diddy and TD Jakes aren't just buddies, they're actually intimate partners. And get this, insiders spill the beans that TD Jakes is just one of Diddy's several male partners, and they've been low-key about it for for years. Circling back to Tyler, rumors have also been swirling that Tyler Perry might have slipped some cash to TD Jakes to keep quiet about some sketchy business. Remember that $1 million donation to TD Jakes' church? Well, the grapevine is saying it wasn't exactly for the Sunday collection. It might have been a hush money arrangement. Now, Tyler is no rookie when it comes to rumors and gossip. I mean, we've all heard a bunch of tales about him being this power-hungry guy ready to pull any strings to get his way, and who knows what else. Now the rumors are throwing some extra fuel on the fire, claiming Perry's got even darker deeds up his sleeve. First up on this drama list is Brandon J., a voice and actor coach. He spilled some serious tea on TikTok about his time on Perry's Meet the Browns set. So according to Jay, working on a Tyler Perry set is like trying to fit a week's worth of shooting into a single day. Picture this, last-minute script changes thrown at actors like confetti. Jay, who auditioned for a role as a bullied high school guy, spilled all the juicy details. The thing is, Tyler Perry, the man himself, didn't vibe with the original script, so everyone had to scramble to learn new lines on the spot. And who's choosing these lines? You guessed it, the big boss Perry. Jay spilled that Perry went full-on impromptu, rewriting the entire script on the fly and feeding the lines to the actors. And if you didn't catch on quick, Perry would casually drop the "you're fired" bomb. But wait, there's more. As Jay hustles to get these new lines down, Perry decides, out of the blue, that Jay's character is going to be gay and crushing on his high school bully. Yep, definitely not what Jay signed up for at his audition. Perry drops the bomb like it's no big deal. I want Jeffrey to be gay and have a crush on his bully. Crazy, right? In part 2 of this wild saga, Jay spills that his first reaction was to hit up his agent, who basically said, "You don't have to take this if you're not cool with it."
I have an entire new script with all new lines, pages and pages and pages. I have an hour to learn this stuff. The agent was like, absolutely not. If Brandon doesn't feel comfortable with playing this character, then he can walk from this, because you don't have to do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing.
So after giving it some serious thought, Brandon J. decided he wasn't going to let this chance slip away, even with Tyler Perry throwing in a curveball and making his character gay. It's like Perry pushed this dude into doing something he wasn't too keen on. Some fans are calling it a power trip and abuse. What's your take on it? Was Tyler just aiming for a script upgrade? Or do you side with the fans thinking it was straight up abuse? And that's just one person brave enough to spill their story. You can't help but wonder what other cast and crew members have to go through in such fast-paced shoots. It's a wild ride behind the scenes for sure. But wait, there's more on the Tyler Perry front. He's been called out for some serious stuff, like devaluing the education and status of Black women, and there are claims that he sends a message that successful Black women are automatically bitter and demanding. When it comes to successful Black men, he often portrays them as evil or uninterested in successful Black women. Take Diary of a Mad Black Woman, for instance, where the successful Black attorney mistreats his wife, ultimately replacing her with a white woman. It's like the successful Black man is painted as naturally evil. Then there's Daddy's Little Girls and The Family That Prays, where successful Black women end up finding love in unexpected places, a limo driver, a jobless immigrant living in the basement, and let's not even get started on the haves and the have-nots, where characters like Wyatt, Hannah, Candace, and Jeffrey go through some seriously tough situations, from childhood trauma to mistreatment in prison. And of course, we can't overlook the Medea movies with their share of problematic plot points, or the colorism that's been pointed out in many of Tyler Perry's productions. Now, the word on the street is that when Tyler Perry isn't busy putting Black men and women in degrading situations on screen, he's allegedly doing it in real life, teaming up with other Hollywood big shots to survive in these streets. According to the grapevine, MoNique is one of the people who got the short end of the stick from Tyler Perry and OPR. Here's the deal. MoNique spilled the tea, claiming that when she didn't play by their rules, they messed with her livelihood. For 8 long years, she said her family and career suffered because she refused to let these Hollywood elites bully her. She recently spilled the tea on the Club Shay Shay podcast about how Tyler Perry cost her and her family tens of millions of dollars over a rumor he started about her. She recounted the whole situation, saying that Tyler told her he'd never do anything to hurt her, but then later admitted to starting a false rumor that she was difficult to work with. MoNique didn't hold back, expressing her frustration and disappointment, especially after Tyler's initial denial. This drama started way back in 2009 when MoNique starred in Precious, a movie produced by OPR and Tyler Perry, and directed by Lee Daniels. The real beef kicked off when OPR and Tyler decided MoNique should hit the press circuit for the film without any paycheck. MoNique wasn't having it and straight up said, "Nah, not in my contract." According to MoNique, she only got a measly $50K for the whole movie, which was barely enough. Now they wanted her to jet around the world promoting the film for free? Not on MoNique's watch. But Oprah and Tyler didn't take her refusal well at all. Instead, they started trashing her reputation in the industry, spinning a narrative about her being difficult to work with. MoNique spilled the tea, saying Tyler Perry told her, "You may want to consider promoting this film because if you get nominated for an Oscar, your next film is $3 to $5 million, and if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million." MoNique was like, "Hold up, I'm a black woman. Where are they paying those salaries, brother?" She straight up told Tyler, "I can't work for free. I've done what I was supposed to do. I can't go overseas and do this for free." Their back and forth continued, with Tyler saying he doesn't believe in giving money away for free, and MoNique firing back, "I don't believe in working for free. So we on the same page?" It's a classic case of clash in values, and MoNique wasn't backing down.
For free, Tyler. So then he goes on about his spiel, I said, well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not going to do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same page.
She also claimed Tyler Perry allegedly went the extra mile to mess with her acting gigs. According to MoNique, it all went down after she turned down a request to fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival, tied to promoting the movie Precious. So, check it, the movie studio initially asked her to jet off to France, but MoNique, with her busy schedule as a talk show host, comedian, and family woman, respectfully declined. They tried to sweeten the deal by offering to upgrade her hotel room, but she and her husband stuck to their guns, saying, "Nah, we're gonna spend this time with our family." She said, "OPR, I'm doing a talk show. I'm doing a comedy tour. I have a husband and I have babies. I have a little bit of downtime and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part." So we mutually agreed to disagree. That was it. Next thing I know, I am considered difficult and hard to work with when the third call came, and they asked, "What's it gonna take to get MoNique to France?" Her husband straight up asked, "Is there a number associated with it?" That's when they dropped the bomb that they would never pay for anyone to do promotions for a movie. MoNique revealed she was paid a mere $50,000 for Precious, and it wasn't about the money. She signed up to do it with her friend. The interviewer dug in, suggesting she needed the money to feed her family and pay bills, and MoNique responded, "I think that's what America says. We all say, I can't do it for free." She explained that when the movie studio refused to pay for her canned appearance, they didn't make a fuss. But then the reports started flying, painting MoNique as demanding and difficult. The whole thing boiled down to a simple request that they understood couldn't be met. But suddenly, MoNique found herself labeled, and that's where the drama kicked in.
That we understood, because what people didn't know was I was paid $50,000 to do the movie Precious. And it really wasn't about the money, and I'm not complaining because I signed up to do it with my friend. At a precedence and pay you to do this, we didn't have an issue with them.
Okay.
But that's when the reports came that now MoNique is being demanding and she's being difficult.
MoNique doesn't stop there. She spilled some more tea during her Apollo set, saying that the term blackballed isn't quite right in her book. In her words, she said, "What is that black D connected to? That black man? So no, I was not blackballed. I was whiteballed by some black Ds who have no balls. Thank you, Mr. Lee Daniels. Thank you, Mr. Tyler Perry. Thank you, Miss OPR Winfrey," she continued. "See, I know they like to say, MoNique, you talk too mother much. It would K me not to say the real S. You are not paying me equally. You are not treating me fairly, so you can suck my D if I had one." Media stories start popping up, painting MoNique as difficult to work with. Suddenly, no one wanted to cast her, despite her winning an Oscar for her role in Precious. Imagine seeing all your hard work go down the drain. MoNique started putting two and two together, realizing someone was out to get her. In a recent chat with The Hollywood Reporter, she spilled the beans that Precious director Lee Daniels admitted she got blackballed for not playing the game. MoNique's even called out OPR and Tyler Perry, asking for an apology that, as far as we know, is still MIA. She went on to talk about how during her conversation with Shannon, she referenced an interview he did with Kat, where he admitted to letting people lie in his face because he didn't know if they were lying or not. MoNique made it clear that she wanted Shannon to hear Tyler's own words, so she sent him the audio recording of their conversation. And let me tell you, it wasn't a walk in the park. MoNique revealed that she recorded the conversation legally, which she emphasized was crucial for her as a black woman facing off against someone as powerful as Tyler Perry. She explained that having the audio proof was a game changer, as it prevented her from being dismissed or ignored.
Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
MoNique didn't mince words about the impact of Tyler's actions on her and her family. She stressed that the lie Tyler spread cost them a staggering amount of money, leaving them in a tough spot financially. It was a tough pill to swallow, and MoNique didn't hesitate to share the weight of the consequences of Tyler's actions. But wait, it gets darker. There's another name in the mix of supposed victims of Tyler Perry, and this time it's Christian Keys. The guy didn't hold back. He went on Instagram with a teary video, dishing about some serious power abuse in the biz. Get this, he spilled about a high-powered dude who supposedly bragged about having a bunch of young black men under his wing. Names were kept under wraps, but you know the internet's on full detective mode. Now here's where it gets wild. Christian Keys has been rolling with Tyler Perry for nearly 2 decades, from the days of Diary of a Mad Black Woman in 2005 to the recent TV series All the Queen's Men. So naturally, everyone's connecting the dots and throwing around speculations. Is Tyler Perry the mystery man in Christian's story? But hey, let's keep it real. What we're hearing is all speculation at this point, and only Christian Keys has the real lowdown on who that powerful dude is. He's been dropping hints, mentioning he's got the receipts, and he's even passed them on to the police. So we might just get the 411 on this mystery very soon. While there's no proof to back up the claims against Jakes, it still didn't stop everyone from going nuts on social platforms. A fan said, "I'm glad all this stuff is hitting the fan. Time for Hollywood to finally be exposed." But what do you guys think of all this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and let's keep the conversation going. We'll catch you in the next video.